Most people who know Indiana's dark history know the name Stephen Judy. They know him as the man who brought the death penalty back to the state in 1981. But the headlines usually focus on the monster. Today we're focusing on the families he tried to erase. A family member of Linda Umversocht, sorry if I completely messed up that name, reached out to me and wanted to make sure that we remember her and the other victims. And a heavy trigger warning, as this story does involve the deaths of 3 children, so please take care of yourself and scroll on if you need to. On April 28, 1979, Terry Lee Chastain was only 21 years old. She was a young mom, driving her 3 babies, 5-year-old Misty, 4-year-old Steven, and 2-year-old Mark, to a babysitter so she could go to work. She was doing everything right. But a man signaled her from another car, telling her she had a flat tire. It was a lie. He disabled her car, offered them a ride, and took them to White Lick Creek, where he essayed and strangled Terry. But he didn't just take her life. He took the lives of all 3 of her children by drowning them in the creek. The arrest of Judy triggered an emotional outcry that lasted 2 years. He pled insanity and confessed. While in the punishment phase of the trial, Judy wanted it to be fast-paced, so he threatened the judge and jury and promised to kill again unless they sentenced him to death. On February 25th, he was sentenced to death. Before he was sentenced, Judy told the judge, "I honestly want you to give me the death penalty, because someday, somehow, I might get out. I think I've already shown that." After waiving his appeals, Judy was executed on March 9th, 1981, at the age of 24, at the Indiana State Prison in Michigan City, in the electric chair. But the story didn't end there. As I stated before, a family member of Linda Umversocht reached out to me and asked me to share her story because it often doesn't get the same amount of remembrance as the other victims. In November of 1978, 5 months before the Chastain murders, Linda was a vibrant disco dance instructor in Indianapolis. She went missing, leaving behind a 3-year-old child and a hole in her family that never truly closed. For years there were no answers, but just days before Stephen Judy was executed in 1981, he sat down with his foster mother, Mary Carr, and began to confess the names of other missing and slain women. One of those names was Linda. He confessed to ending her life, finally giving a name to the nightmare Linda's family had been living. Judy claimed he had killed more women than he could even recall. He spoke about 2 women in New Orleans in 1973. Judy essayed 2 women in separate incidents in Indianapolis. He spoke about 1 woman in Indianapolis in 1978, whom he left tied to a tree in a heavily wooded area, and he wasn't sure if she had survived. Judy wanted to be remembered as the man who beat the system by asking for his own death. But he doesn't get the last word. The families do. The children who never got to grow up do, and mothers like Linda and Terry do. If you have a family story that the headlines forgot, please share it. We're listening.